In service to the infinite light within us all, I am Sri Velgaka, the divine dispenser. I'm here with founder of Phytopanacea and nutritionist, Joe Prindle. Joe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's get started. Joe, what are your thoughts on meditation and spirituality?
I think meditation's a great practice. It has a ton of benefits for the mind. Really useful for people who have depression or anxiety or even ADHD. Um, this is backed up by the clinical research. Also, something I thought was interesting about meditation is that not only has it been shown to benefit longevity because it protects your telomeres, and telomeres are the end caps on your DNA, the protective caps on your DNA. So the longer that your telomeres are, the longer that you live, and meditation helps to make these longer. Um, there's also something known as the Maharishi effect, where basically you have a bunch of people who meditate at the same time, and they have an intent, a purpose with their meditation, such as reducing crime rates or promoting peace. And in the areas where they are meditating, it's been shown that crime rate and poverty and just you know that goes down in these areas where meditation is happening at a higher rate. So I think that was pretty amazing. And in terms of we're seeing kind of like a placebo effect played out in real life almost. Um, so and I always think it's a great idea to of course be in touch with your spirits and your soul, and to know why you came to this earth, and to always do things that you know personally spiritually will result in spiritual growth for you.
What are your thoughts on fluoride?
Terrible for the body, terrible for the mind, terrible for the soul. Of course, we've heard that it calcifies your pineal gland, which will reduce your intuition and your body's ability to connect with your spirit. But it's also very toxic to the thyroid. It's a powerful cancer compound. It reduces IQ. So there's literally hundreds and hundreds of documented benefit or documented dangers of fluoride, and it can also be taken into the body topically. So you can, if you're taking a shower and you're not using filtered water, it can be inhaled through the steam. The steam can also get into your skin, and it can be absorbed that way. So you want to avoid fluoride, chlorine, all those sorts of toxic tap water chemicals, both orally and topically, because they can get in there both ways.
What are your thoughts on cooked food?
Depending on what it is, if it's a organic, plant-based, vegan food, I'm fine with it most of the time. I do like to stay high raw, but I've I also eat purple sweet potatoes, black rice, quinoa. So I think if you have the right vegan options, then they can definitely be cooked in healthy choices.
Is cell phone radiation an issue, do you think, in your mind?
Definitely, yeah, yeah. There's plenty of documented dangers in terms of what radiation does to the body and the mind. So I would avoid that at all costs.
Would you consider the mainstream media untrustworthy?
100%.
What are your thoughts on the election and the possible fraud that has occurred?
I think a lot of the evidence is going to be coming out, and we're going to see just how much one side tried to cheat the election using back end ways into voting systems, using dead people to vote, using straight up destruction of the candidate they don't want to win, destroying their ballots, throwing them in the garbage. Um, I think we're going to see a lot of evidence come out that details all the voter fraud.
Yeah, the Dominion voting system seems pretty sketch from what I've looked into. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, where somebody can basically go in there and switch the votes, just like that if they want to. Like if Trump is winning 60-40, they can hit a button and then all of a sudden it'll make it to where Biden is winning 60-40, or where they can basically just go in through the back and do whatever they want, pretty much customize the votes to the way they want them. And even more interesting, I've heard that this technology, one of these technologies that's been used in the majority of states and linked to all this fraud, is owned by Nancy Pelosi.
Wow.
So, or she has some type of link to the ownership of this program. So, it's gonna get crazy. I think I think it's going to be a huge shock, of course, to the American people. I don't know if people are going to trust our system anymore, but we'll see.
Let's see what happens. The best is yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us today, Joe Prindle.
Absolutely.